in the IT sector. And you can select one of those programs and see who is providing the training in those areas. Again, you have to do some work. And when you go and sit down in one of the Illinois WorkNet centers, they will do most of the work for you, and they will provide the guidance and the assistance for you in selecting, the field that you should go into. Folks, remember one thing: don't put yourself in a box when you're job searching. I've seen most people do that. They put themselves in a box. They'll say, "Okay, fine, I'm a computer network architect." Well, 80% of your skills can be transferred to other jobs. 80% of your skills, please keep that in mind. The other 20%, which are specific to the job, can be learned by taking some of these, training courses, or some employers are also willing to teach you, on the job training. There are other grants available for employers for that, for people who have gone through the WorkNet, the Workforce Innovation Grant funded training programs. There are programs that help employers also on the back end to hire those people and train them on the job. So please keep that in mind, and don't box yourself into, I can only do this. Let's go to the next one, please. Okay, so what I've done on this one now, I've taken a look at this, and if you look at the bottom over here, training program type. So we started off with the LVIA information, selecting an LVIA. Then we looked at job family and related occupations. Then we are looking at, and you can also search by zip code, and within 10 miles of your radius, you can put in all kinds of things on this page over here. And now there are three basic kinds of programs that are available: basic skills and remedial things, registered apprenticeship, and vocational programs. So let's go down to the next one. And actually, I'm throwing a lot of information at you in a very short period of time. Just listen carefully and then reach out to us if you have any questions. And like I said, for copies of the presentations. So it's not just tonight. If you need help, we'll be more than happy to help you out as you go along. So now I'm looking at the first one that we looked at, and it says that academic English as a second language, English language studies, ELS, College of DuPage has it, and there'll be other training providers that will provide this kind of thing. So training program, basic skills and remedial. What it also does is the website shows you how many people have taken that course at the College of DuPage, how many completed that successfully. What is the cost of the training? If you see over here, $6,116, and the grant pays for that. You don't have to pay a dime out of your pocket. The time that it takes to complete that, and remember, these training courses are not going to be to get you a bachelor's or a master's degree, okay? These are short-term remedial training courses that help you get back into the job market with updated skills. So the total number of hours, and also, let me get you one more example. If you can go to the next one, please. Okay, so what we're looking at over here again is some of the other programs that I'm looking at, like Advanced Manufacturing CNC Apprenticeship Program. Now, there's 92 results on this one for registered apprenticeship. Remember, we spoke about the remedial programs, then the registered apprenticeship programs. So if you go down to the next one, please. Now, here's something very interesting. A lot of the people that are in the IT sector now are jumping on, I want to get Agile training and Scrum Master training and all of that. Yeah, the money is available and the training providers are available there, okay? So if you look at the Agile Camp over here, this is a 2-week program, $1,255 is the cost. Grant would pay for that if you qualify. And I'm not telling you that you can qualify just in this program today. So you will have to go to one of the Illinois WorkNet centers or the affiliated offices, approach them, ask them, how their program works. Like DuPage, for example, asks you to submit an online query or something, and they'll get back to you with more information. Arlington Heights actually does an on-site presentation on what you need to do to qualify. So these are some of the things that you can look at, and let's go down to the next one, please. And here we are looking at the program type is the vocational now. We looked at the remedial, the apprenticeship, and then the third type, the vocational grant. And again, you're looking at grant paid from 1,595, 8 weeks, 60 hours, and this is for home level inspection courses. Now you can also select a number of them. You can select up to 3 and select to compare. All kinds of information is available. And let's go down to the next slide. I want to show something really interesting over here. If you look at one of the things, remember I was talking to you about transportation, distribution, and logistics. CDL training comes under the transportation, distribution, and logistics area. Cost is $36.75. If you look at the average wage over here is $16.57. The 2 people got hired. Oops, if you can go back up, please. Right. Okay. Okay, so it says the average wage is $20.33 for training related job. So you're not looking at entry level work over here, folks. You're not looking at $9 an hour, low paid jobs. You're looking at substantially well paid jobs. And again, the training is free. Your goal is to get the license. And once you get the license for CDL, the agency that you're working with assigns a case manager and a case worker to you, okay? So the case worker would be your coach, would be your guide, and they can guide you and connect you with some of the resources. One of the things that I used to look at when I was working for Illinois WorkNet is I would go to these training providers and I would ask them, what kind of connections, relationships do you have with employers in that field that you're doing the training? So when you are getting the grant, make sure that you are asking questions to the training providers also. Some people just do it, take the money and go, and you are left hanging with no jobs at the end of the training. So you have to do your due diligence at the end of the day before you get the money. And one of the things that I really want you folks to understand is this. This is not a handout. These are taxes that you and I have paid into the system, and we are getting help when we need it back from the system. So this is not a handout. We are not begging for anything. Don't feel ashamed of asking for help for any of these programs that even Sister Suzanne was talking about, Medicaid, okay, food stamps and all of this. Yeah, food stamps is not charity that the government is giving us, okay? This is money that we have paid through into the system, and it is our right to ask for these helps when we need it. And with that, we'll finish off on this particular side of it. Like I said, if you want a copy of this document, and the documents referred to during the presentation, please email me. My email is right there. You can see mfahim@cfss.us. And also you can go to our website, which is www.cfss.us, and register under the Job Seeker tab. There's plenty of comprehensive advice and guidance available. And it's all free. We used to charge for access to the website. We have taken off the charges now till the end of June, and we may even extend it based on whether things settle down by then or not. And all of these services from our side are free for you at the moment, so take advantage of it. And if you have any questions, please email us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fahim. It was informative. We had some lumps there along the way.
Yep.
Life
happens.
I can here. Let me unmute one person. Waleed, you have a question? You have a question?
No. Did I raise my hand?
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Oh, my bad.
He was virtually scratching his head. I did
All
that the
right,
other day.
Asif Sheikh, you have a, did you have a question or has it been answered? Asif, did you have a question? I mean, I'm looking at your hand raised.
I actually do have one question though. Will recordings of this presentation be emailed to the participants?
Yes, like I said, we encourage you to fill in your email address, and so we can forward what we have to you. So,
Can you hear me?
yes. One question, Fahim.
Go ahead, please.
I'm just 1 minute. If someone is, once again, I guess it's between you and Suzanne, once again, an individual who is a self-employed, in quotation, gig worker, can they apply for unemployment benefits?
Yes, they can.
Mhm. Yes.
And then what documentation would they need to in terms of preparing an application they need to bring for that?
Suzanne?
All of their, if they file taxes, all of their, payments that have come in, everything, all the documentation that, like if you had like pay stubs or whatever it was, that, and then especially if you have filed for taxes, this is, basically what you need. So, because I know a lot of, I know people who work for cash and, they play the system and things like that. This will hurt you, I think, now because you don't have that documentation. So if you are getting everything, you're doing everything right, and that you're getting that type of, those records, and that you have applied for your taxes and everything, that should be enough.
My take on that is this, guys. If you are in doubt, go ahead and apply. Don't put yourself out of the system by saying, I may not qualify, I don't have this. Go ahead and take a shot at it. Like I said, and Suzanne was also referring to it, the laws are changing by the minute now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and everybody got, most of the people should have got the $1,200 in their account today, right? A lot of people have called me up and said, hey, I got the $1,200 stimulus check. My daughter's birthday today, so it was a present from me to all of them, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, when you're in doubt, go ahead and apply. Let the system sort it out. Don't talk with people who are going to be, Debbie Downers for you and saying, nothing is going to happen, don't do this, or I applied and it didn't come through for me. Each individual is going to be different. So please don't hold yourself back. Take a shot at it.
Let me ask you a related question that came up on the chat is, does filing for unemployment have a negative impact on your future job search?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. Let me tell you this, and this is something that I have been addressing in workshops throughout my 12 years, 13 years now in this field. Okay. Previously, people used to have jobs for 25, 30, 40 years, and they would retire at the end of that with a gold watch. The average job now is 2.5 years, folks. If someone is graduating today, by the time they come up to retirement age, they would have gone through 6 different careers, not 6 different jobs, 6 different careers. The world is changing, folks. It is not the world that, I grew up in. And so absolutely not. But you will have to have a good answer as to why you are laid off from your previous job. Now, we are going to be doing some more webinars and training on job search techniques, resume writing, interviewing, and all of those. And we can guide you through some of those scenarios also. Go ahead, please.
Is there a timeline that can guide us in terms of once you apply for some of these grants for training, how long it takes before you get some word if you're approved or not?
Okay, typically it used to be anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks in the past. Now, I don't know. Like I said, the system is so overwhelmed. But why would it take 6 to 8 weeks in the past also? Because you had to do some due diligence when you applied for the grants. One of the things that was required, I don't know if they're going to waive that requirement or not, is you had to have at least ninth grade math and English. So you had to take a little test because if, see, this is grant money, this is tax money that we have paid, remember that.
Mhm.
And if someone goes and gets the grant and they cannot follow what is being taught in a classroom, then your money, my money is being wasted. So you had to have at least basic English and math, capabilities in order to get the grant. You
Of
also
course.
had to do a little bit of due diligence and research on your part as to what do you want to get training for. And then in our office in Arlington Heights, you have to come back with at least 3 different job postings in that line that you want to get trained in to prove to the system that what you want to get trained in, yeah, there is a career path in that area. Go ahead.
If someone, in terms of finding those job postings, where would someone look to find that?
Okay. That is an excellent question. Number one, remember when you apply for unemployment, you had to register with Illinois JobLink. That was a great place to find job postings. And then also Illinois WorkNet also has a job board. You can go there. You can go to LinkedIn. We have a complete seminar on job search techniques because it's not just enough to learn how to fish. You have to learn where the fish are in order to be a successful job seeker. So yes, there are resources available.
What about for students? If they filed a tax return, they may be part-time employed. Maybe it's even through their school that they're attending. Are they entitled to either unemployment benefits or apply for any of these grants?
Suzanne, you want to answer that?
They should qualify as long as you file taxes. You should definitely be able. You're eligible to file for unemployment because you're here legally on a visa or whatnot, and you have to support yourself.
Okay, I just want to make a quick, Suzanne brought up a very nice point. I mean, you have to be a legal job seeker over here. So if you do not have the right social security number and you are not legal, you are not going to qualify under the present scenario. Again, it may change, we don't know, but the present scenario that we have is that you have to be legal in order to get any of these grants.
Is it
Speaking of
necessary
that,
for you? I'm sorry.
sorry,
Necessary for you to be a citizen or have residency? I mean, can you be here on a work visa or a student visa and qualify?
that's what I was about to address, Brother Abdullah.
I'm sorry.
For the grant program, if you are here on a work visa or on a student visa, any of the F1, H1s, whatever, you are not going to be able to qualify for the grant.
But I will add that Mayor Lightfoot did make a proclamation that anyone who, no matter what their status is, can apply for help through the city of Chicago. So if you go to www.chicago.gov and search under Department of Family and Support Services, there's rental support, there's community services, there's elderly support, there's support for domestic violence, things like that. So there are resources in our city. So please take advantage. And as Brother Muhammad keeps saying that these are our tax money. Don't feel that you're taking something that's not yours. It is yours. This is something that we've paid into. That's why they take payroll taxes from our paychecks, and so that we have these services. So I think before we tap into community, zakah, and because I see a lot of, mashallah, I see a lot of masajid offering zakah help and all of these things, and that's wonderful. But I really think our community should conserve right now and preserve our resources, because we don't know how long this will take, and we don't know if the federal or the state or whatever can offer these stimulus packages in the long run. And so I think we should really preserve our resources a little bit and focus on directing people to whatever help is available through the city, through the state, and apply for those first and foremost, and then give out zakah help. Because right now, if our masajid don't have enough to pay for their staff, and our masajid don't have enough to help social services, it's going to be a house of cards that's going to, it'll affect us much later, much harder. So I think we should all take time to see what resources are out there in the city and the state and at the federal level, apply for those first and foremost, and then when we're more desperate, then apply through our community, just so that we can preserve and conserve what we have, because who knows how long this will last. Some people are saying this can take 6 months, some people say 1 year, so who knows.
Okay, I think we're going to round this up for a few more questions, but one pressing question has been, if someone is receiving a 1099, can they apply for unemployment benefits?
We have answered that, Brother Abdullah.
Okay.
Yes, they can. They have got to have some kind of documentation to prove the loss of income. So if they can come back in with their 1099 Schedule Cs or whatever that they're used to file for their taxes, and again, let the system make the determination. So say, person A may be denied. So don't go and talk to person A and they're going to say, oh, I was denied, please don't even try. Well, they may have had some other issues that led to the denial. So individually, please take advantage of this, do your filing.
All right. Well, we've come to the end, and at this particular point in time, I would thank both of our panelists for sharing the information. I think we're better informed and inshallah better equipped to find employment or realize that some of the benefit that our tax dollars are going each day. And at this particular point in time, I would like to turn the floor over to our chairperson, Rashad Khan. I'm just looking for him. Hopefully I haven't muted him. And to close it out, and Brother Kamal, who is the chair of the task force, would you like to offer a few words too before we close out? Kamal?
Assalamu alaikum. This is Chad. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Jazakallah khair, everybody joining in. We have a very good participation today. Like other webinars that we have hosted, today we have a maximum participation, and I want to thank everyone attending it. And we hope that this was a very relevant topic, and this was helpful for you. And this is an effort from CIGC to have a relevant information sharing with our community, so they can seek help, and they can also enhance their work skills with what was presented today. We have conducted similar seminars in the past. If you had an opportunity, please go to our website, cigc.org. There's a lot of presentation, and COVID-19, our task force with our helpline partners that we are working to help the community in the need. And this is a very difficult time for every one of us. And this is a small effort on behalf of CIGC to share with our community, these are the options and these are the benefits available for us to prevail. So more to come. Thank you for everyone joining tonight. These are our Wednesday and Sunday webinars that we're hosting. There's a webinar coming up on Sunday, which is focusing on the doctors who are presenting in the front line and how they are supporting, and also what are the testing labs available for us to test for the COVID-19. That will be presented on Sunday. So again, thank you very much for everybody joining in, and thank you both the presenters. It was very helpful, and thanks again for the great material that you shared with us.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
Again, this is Dr. Kamal Ad-Dirawi. I also want to thank our esteemed speakers, Sister Suzanne Akhras and Brother Muhammad Fahim. This is very informative and very relevant and very needed. I see a huge demand there. And I want to emphasize the fact that we are doing these webinars trying to address the needs, the various needs of the community. If you feel there's a need we are not addressing, please feel free to reach out, and we will try our best to provide information and put together a webinar or provide additional information. Jazakumullah khair, and may Allah reward you for all of this, Brother Muhammad Fahim and Sister Suzanne, and thank you all for joining. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much.
Just wanted to add one final thing. Next Wednesday, I'm actually going to be making another presentation at a webinar for the Small Business Advocacy Council, SBAC, and that is going to focus on the 1099 situation. So once I get the information as to how that webinar is going to be conducted, and if I get the link, I'll share it with Brother Abdullah, and you can go ahead and share it with the participants if you want, Brother Abdullah.
Inshallah, we'll do that. Thank you for that.
Jazakallah khair.
And everyone, we once again, in final words, we thank you for joining us, and may Allah keep us all safe and make the road ease. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.